Hey friends, how are you? First of all, let's talk about the setup, and we're getting there. We're almost there. But things aren't working this morning, so I'm not going to show you everything. So all who are looking to see my new studio and our changes that we've made, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. But as you can see, the lighting back there is a little bit better. We've changed like the perspective, but my camera's not working, and I didn't have time to like play with it. So we're going to set that aside. But it's been super fun. And anyway, on my way in, I listen to podcasts on my way in, and I try to get myself, one of the things I like to do with the people who I follow on podcasts is to get a different perspective than what I myself would have, right? I'm very pro realtor. I love a lot of the stuff we do. I advocate for our realtor party and for our just our industry because I love our industry. And Notorious Rob is somebody who is from the MLS world, I believe. He's a lawyer and he has a blog called Notorious ROB, and it's also a podcast and a bunch of other resources. I think he's like super super smart, and he has a different perspective on this industry than I do. So he had a guest on today who is another blogger in real estate from San Diego. And they were talking, and the name of it was the prediction for 2022 is buyer agency is dead. And what they talked about essentially was the changes that are happening in many markets, right? So there's the teams, real estate individuals versus real estate teams. There's a lot more teams, and teams are making up a huge percentage of the production. Okay, the numbers and the statistics. And the second part is that on these teams, we have and this I guess this came from originally Redfin's model. So Redfin's model to the team model. So teams adopted Redfin's model, and now it's like the model that the teams are using. And on the team, there's showing agents that actually go and show the properties when that person calls on that lead. And then if they like it, they get paid per showing. And then after, they would then turn it back over to the buyer's agent who doesn't go on the showings if this person is serious, and that person will then take it to the next step. So it's all part of like the cogs of the team. And what they're saying, is that the system is basically making that idea of that buyer's agent functionally obsolete. And so we've got this piece going on. So on the streets, there's the clear cooperation policy, which is that every listing has to go be reported to MLS. Is the idea being that everything was going to be available to others. And what they're seeing in really competitive markets is not everything's going on the market. It's being handled in the team or in the company. And so there's all these moving parts. So one thing that I think that I'm going to watch is, like, I've never really examined that relationship of the showing agent. And, now I got to look a little deeper into that Redfin model. And then the second part is the team model, right? So teams are not in Massachusetts considered a thing, right? So there's no legal wrapping around teams. They are not recognized as a product. And teams are basically, even though that's how they work, they are a function of the brokerage. And everybody who's on the team member is a representative of the brokerage. So there's a different kind of dynamic going on. So why am I bringing this to your attention? Because we've been in a very interesting market, and we keep on saying that, right? And we have all kind of adjusted to just the changes that have been happening. And as we look forward to just being in a different environment, right? We're going to have a different. We have a different economy, right? We have inflation. We have some other things going on. We still have a shortage of housing. And so we've got some different things, like pieces to the puzzle that are going on. What we don't have is, I don't think, a perspective to be prepared, And so I'm going to do some research on buyers, on showing agents, on the relationship of teams and exclusive listings to properties, and try to dig in a little bit deeper to the stats that Notorious ROB and this other guy, I'm not sure of his name. I think it was, well, I'm not even gonna say. I'll hatch it up. So today is up level day. And what I want you to do with me, and I'm going to invite you to do it with me, and I'd love to hear your comments, is how do we create value to our consumer? Because ultimately it has to be our consumer that's going to drive our decisions. And how do we be nimble as we start to see some changes? All right, that's it for today. I know it's not a super exciting one. I was going to show you all my fun stuff. It's not ready. So, or I'm not ready, I guess. It might be ready, but I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll wait till tomorrow. All right, my friends, I so appreciate you, and I'll talk with you soon.